Greetings, citizens of the internet. Just the Werewolf Activist here, ready to begin discussion on part 2 of social media and the art of modern argument. So today, I had some time, and I was catching up on some Facebook I had missed out on over the earlier parts of my day because I was busy, doing nothing, enjoying the weekend, the break in between studying in school and doing other social activities and things, just taking a few moments to kind of sit back and do nothing. So anyway, I was catching up on Facebook and all the various postings and musings that have happened since I last really paid attention to it a couple days ago. And I came across an argument that happened about 2 or 3 hours ago on a friend of mine's page. I'm not going to reveal his name or anything because I don't have his permission to do so. But, so I came across it, and it had something to do with religion. He made a comment about Easter, because he's not a church-going religious guy. He just kind of believes whatever, he feels like believing, I guess. That kind of makes it seem a little negative, but it really isn't. He's just kind of a live and let live kind of guy. And so he made a slight comment about his parents inviting him to go to church for Easter. Lo and behold, about 49 comments later, this devolved into some sort of argument dealing with nothing but insults and saying, "Oh, you don't understand what religion is," or I'm not even going to bother dignifying it by summing it up so much, because that's not really important to the point of this, part 2 of this video series. What I want to talk about right now is the reason why this can happen, why you can post something on Facebook, a status update, and then it devolves so quickly into something that you never intended to. You can post a slight amusing, something you find just a little bit amusing to yourself, a little bit hilarious, made you chuckle a little bit as you read it. Maybe it's an article, as is the case a lot of times for me. And how that devolves so quickly into an argument that really doesn't make any sense. It stops being about facts, and it's not carried out in a calm manner. It's not just a free exchange of ideas. It's nothing more than just trying to insult the opposition, essentially. And the main reason I think this is because on Facebook, obviously, you can connect with and keep in touch with all of your friends, regardless of where they come from or how you know them. So, your high school friends can interact with your college friends, or, your work friends can interact with your, friends you met at the bar last night. So on and so forth. There can be people that you've met through just YouTube or through some other community site, like one of my viewers, for instance, is a really good friend of mine that I met through Rooster Teeth. Which is the machinima production company that does the Red vs. Blue popular Halo machinima web series. But, it can be through a variety of things, and they all get to interact on your profile. So they don't really, know each other. There's not a 100% chance that your friends will know the rest of your friends. And because of that, it allows, the normal friendly atmosphere that you might be able to discuss things like in person. I might be able to discuss something with someone very calmly and rationally and share an idea rather than have to argue for it or argue against something. I can share and we can discuss and we can mutually come to a better conclusion. But that's not necessarily the case on Facebook because you have people who don't know each other and just immediately this creates a very standoffish situation. So you just have people who go straight for the kill. And that usually involves bypassing any sort of rational and informed argument and go straight into insults. And go straight into just bullshit, to put it nicely. So I think that there's a huge case to be said for the anonymity of the internet. I apologize for messing up that word, but I'm so far into the video I'm not re-recording it. So, there's a huge case to be said for it because we don't have to fear of physical backlash for the sharing of our ideas. But there is a downside to this as well that I'm sure has been brought up many other times. We kind of don't have any vested emotional interest in who we're talking with, so we don't really... There's less incentive to deal with them in a calm and rational manner unless you happen to just want to carry yourself in a calm and rational manner to begin with. Which brings up the reason why I've stopped posting anything political, religious, or anything of that nature on Facebook, because I'm simply sick of it devolving immediately into things like this, because you have standoffish friends wanting to prove themselves in the eyes of you. You know, I am the better friend, and that one is stupid, and you shouldn't be their friend anymore. To sum up this thing, I'm sorry that this is very fairly strawmannish of me, but due to the nature of the location of the argument, I do not feel comfortable sharing it. But I'm sure many of you who have Facebook accounts can relate to this. And if you have a different experience, feel free to share it with me, because I would love to be able to continue to discuss things on Facebook as I used to. But it's just so hard to sift through this and maintain some sort of civility. I'm all for tearing up another person's argument, but do it with reason and logic, you know, and not, you know, calling somebody a cow or insulting their mother. That's just kind of silly and is unproductive. I'll see you guys next time.